Hi, Robin with Oxy-Dry, and I'm back at this building. Been here many times. They're doing it twice a year. This is a carpet's about 19 years old, and I've been cleaning it for about 15 years. And the story is that the first time I saw this carpet about 15 years ago or so, it was in terrible condition. Very, very black traffic lanes all over the place. It had been steam cleaned a few times already, and it was so bad that I gave them a quote which was way higher than I would normally charge, because I said it needs a restoration clean, which it did. So what I did is I cleaned it with one product, the whole thing, and then 2 weeks later I came back and I cleaned it with another product, and the end result was the carpet looked, well, amazing. They were thrilled with the result, and I've been cleaning this carpet ever since. And initially, the first few times I was cleaned, it was steam cleaned, of course. And ever since then, I've been cleaning it with the SETT method. Although I did actually use my roto wash on it 4 years ago, I think, 3 years ago. And it actually did really quite well, actually. But in the end, I've concluded that SETT is obviously going to clean it better. Although over the years, I always used my orbital machines. The last, I think, twice now, I've been using my 300 RPM machine. I used my Hawk. I think the last time I used my Hawk, I didn't have this. Boy, look at that. Those black spots are coming right out. I put some citrus gel on those spots. I figured that that's what would be effective and it's working. Anyway, so, and although we've always been happy with the way the carpet turned out, when I've cleaned it in the past, when I used the orbital machines, I used my Orbitec, I've used my Orbot and the Vibe on this carpet, and I've used different pads. Mostly I use the Super Zorbs. Sometimes I'd pre-scrub an area using my rotary and a fiber pad or even a brush in the lobby areas. And then I guess the last couple times I used my 300 RPM rotary, and the end result was that the rotary, 300 RPM rotary, produced a better appearing carpet. It wasn't like night and day. I'm not going to say it was like dramatic, but it definitely had a brighter appearance and a more even appearance. Now I know that most people will find that hard to believe, but nevertheless, that's what I've been experiencing, and this is a perfect situation to try these different things, because I know exactly what's been going on this carpet all these years, and I know that a rotary, 300 RPM rotary, is doing a better job. So that's just the way it is. And you can see, I don't know if you can see as well I can, but you can see where I went and where I haven't yet. Now, when I'm cleaning, how I'm doing this, I vacuumed here, obviously. Used my Hoover Conquest. Love that vacuum. And then I sprayed it down with my Rayon sprayer. I sprayed it down with Procyon Extreme. That's something I've kind of started to do on a lot of commercial work now. On the last few jobs I've used it. And then I'm cleaning with my normal mix of Revive of the tank, and I'm shower feeding. So the Procyon Extreme is not my main cleaner. It's just I'm just using it as a pre-treatment and a surfactant, because it actually is a very good surfactant. It's a cleaner in its own right as well, of course, but my buddy Roger was experimenting with it, and he found it really worked well, and I started using it, and on the commercial jobs where I think it needs a little kick, and yeah, I'm really liking it. I'm using the Revive rocket in here, and it's mixed at 5 ounces. Yep, go ahead. Just wait till that guy gets out of the way. Yeah, so 5 ounces per gallon with the Revive rocket, which has both citrus and peroxide in it. And I'm using a green stripe pad, Astro green stripe pad. I don't normally use them, but I find that on certain commercial jobs they do work really well because they're going to give me the advantage of the additional scrubbing effect. And this carpet, although it looks like it has no pile, it does have a little bit of a pile. In fact, these little rectangular things here, they stick up a little bit above the rest of the carpet, so it's actually a multi-level carpet, and it's actually always been a challenging carpet to clean, actually, but I've got it dialed in, obviously. It's funny how when I clean it, I always think, oh, I'm not so thrilled with how it looks, but then by the time it actually, dries out completely, and I guess it airs off or whatever, it always looks really quite good, and they're always very happy with it. And there's often nasty stains that I have to deal with. It looks all blotchy when I first clean it, and then when it dries out within the next hour or so, it looks great. So, yeah. Now, why would I use the Rotary over the OP? Well, first of all, I actually like the Rotary better. I just like using it. I've said that before. I like the way it moves. I like the way it cleans. I like the way that the pad is scouring across the carpet and through the carpet fibers so effectively, coming at the fiber from one direction at a time, rather than moving back and forth. I guess I've gone through the process of understanding and learning from using the OP machines, and yeah, I'm done with that. I'm back. I've always felt the Rotary was a better choice for residential anyway, but once I started using my 300 RPM on commercial, it's like, okay, game changer. Yeah, this is a step above. I know that's not what most guys will tell you or whatever, but more and more guys are getting it. More and more guys are communicating with me, and I'm seeing comments from people like, yeah, I've been using an OP machine, but now once I got back to the Rotary, and especially with the 300 RPM, it's a whole different category. It's not like hugely better. It is better, and every little bit makes a difference. And I think as we get older, we begin to maybe we get a little more fussy or something. I don't know. All I know is that I like it better, and I find it more interesting to use it. I don't have to worry about dealing with the power cord, playing that game with the back and forth, kind of like a lawnmower. I can just always work forward with the machine, and I like that better. We'll send that for a little trip. Bye bye. I like the well, I guess I better call this other one up. Yeah, it's I think a lot of it has to do with a sort of a subjective perspective, I guess. It's not everybody's cup of tea, I get that. I'm not saying that if you don't use a rotary you're not doing it right. You're doing it fine with OP, it doesn't matter. But I'm just saying I've always been standing up for the rotary of my videos all along. And I've been consistently standing as a defender of the rotary machine. I've had people come on my videos and criticize me and say that, you know, you're using old primitive 1960s technology. And oh, it didn't come back. Okay. Well, we'll just do it this way then. But that's fine, you know. Usually the people that are saying that aren't really don't really use rotary much. But anyway, the other advantage, there's another advantage of the rotary, and that is that you use a lot less solution. That's not a really big deal, I don't think, but it will add up over time, especially if you're doing a lot of commercial work. I use way less product when I'm doing this kind of work with the rotary. Now, of course, I'm using the Centaur here, as you can see, and you'll probably notice that I've got the splash guard on. And normally I don't clean with the splash guard on. You don't need it on, but I decided to put it on for doing this job. And you see I have the big wheels on there with the modified bracket that allows me to put the big wheels on and not interfere with the splash guard. I've done video on that. You can go take a look on the playlist about the under the Rabbit or whatever, Rabbit Centaur. But the reason I put the splash guard on is because I don't have to be so, how do I say it now? I'm a little bit more, when I get up to the wall, when I'm going down the hallways, when I get out of the hallway there, I'll show you what I mean. That I can just I can just let it go and even tap the wall. I don't have to really think about it much. It just, you don't have to have the splash guard on, but I have it, so I'll use it. And it's just another one of the things about this machine that makes it so versatile. And by the way, you're probably noticing that I'm going now at right angles to the direction I was going a minute ago. Yeah, I'm going 90 degrees to the way I went across this the first time. Because one thing you're wanting to do is making sure, as much as possible, that you get a nice even appearance on the carpet. So in this area here, I will do this. I won't have to do that in the hallway. I don't need to do that there, but the lobby area, it definitely benefits from that. You know, one of the things that I find so interesting when I clean this carpet is by the time I get to the end of this job, which will be at least 3 or 4 o'clock, because actually I have a set of stairs to do as well, but by the time I finish this job, when I come back and look at this lobby, it really looks amazing. It gets amazingly bright. It's really quite astonishing, because initially it doesn't look great. It looks kind of blotchy, and I'm sure you see what I mean. It gets kind of blotchy and dull. There's a lot of wear in the traffic areas. I mean, this carpet was worn out 10 years ago. I mean, really. You've got the abrasion effect on this yarn, which is showing very significantly. You can't fix that. The dullness that comes from the many years of the scratching and abrading the surface of the plastic fibers, it just goes dull, and you can't bring that back. But you know, what's interesting is you'll hear, and many people will tell you, that when you're cleaning like this with the SETT method or VLM method, whatever, that you know you need to every 3 or 4 times you clean it, you need to go with and excuse me, and flush it out with a truck mount. this is proof that you absolutely do not need to do that. If you're using a quality cleaning product and you're using proper technique and it's getting properly vacuumed in between using like an encapsulator, you don't really need to do that if you're doing all that. And if this carpet was steam cleaned, I guarantee you that it would wick like crazy, like it did, and it would look like what it did the first time that I saw it about 15 years ago. Okay, now I mentioned the bumper. You can see what I'm doing is actually going right up to the wall, and I just let it tap. I don't have to think. I don't have to really try very hard to. I just let it lightly tap there. That's it, and I know I'm right there. So that's the advantage of doing it, or using the splash guard in this case. So I expect I'll be running this machine for 6 hours straight here, or maybe more, and that's fine, and it's a piece of cake. And by the way, one of the things I should mention is some guys say, well, that's, that running their rotary is really hard and it's stressful on you and everything, but it's not if you're holding it right and you're understanding how to use it. I'm actually not using my muscles in my arms to move the machine. I'm just kind of, the handle's hardly moving at all. It's up against my leg. I've got my arms almost extended all the way. The handle's being held perfectly, so that all I'm doing is I'm actually stepping and just letting the natural rhythm of my walking really slow, letting the machine, it just goes to the left easily. I go to taking the right foot, and it goes to the right, left foot, comes back, and I'm applying my solution. Usually when I go to the right, or just a little bit, I just need to keep it down. That's all you need to do. You can see I'm overlapping. Yeah, it's looking really good. Got a bit of a, okay, we'll go over that threshold there. Just want to see where I'm at for solution. Look at that. I've used about a gallon or so. It's really amazing how much less product you use. Because all you need to do is keep that pad damp. And one of the things I don't like about machines that are spraying, like the Orbot or the Vibe, is you end up you have to apply as you move, pretty much, because you want to be very careful all the time that you don't clean unevenly. So the nice thing about the shower feeding, which I've been doing for 30 years without any problems at all, but one of the nice things about the shower feeding is that you're able to keep the pad just damp enough, and you can control the amount of moisture that's getting applied to the carpet very precisely. You're not over-wetting the carpet, which can lead to wicking even if you're, using VLM or SETT. And you're able to react to what you're seeing on the carpet and apply as you go. Now I have pre-sprayed along here in front of the doorways. I don't have to pre-spray all this carpet, I don't think. But yeah, as you see, I can move along I'm not trying to go fast. I'm just trying to be really even. I'm doing overlapping passes. And oh, by the way, I'm running you can run up to an 18-inch pad driver that they have for this machine. I've actually got a 17-inch pad driver on here now. But there is an 18-inch pad driver as well. But with the 17-inch, I've basically got a half-inch of the pad sticking out at the edge of the pad driver, and that's fine. That'll work just great. It comes with an 18-inch pad driver, and they also have a 13-inch, and you can use anything in between, of course, as I've mentioned in the past. And the other thing I've mentioned, and I'll point out again, is one of the reasons I like the Rotary is I end up walking an awful lot less when using the Rotary. Because if I was using my orbital machine, I'd be walking down as far as I can reach from the power source, turn around and come back, turn around and go back, turn around and come back, usually 3 or 4 times at least, depending on how wide the hallway is. So that's an awful lot of steps. Whereas with this, I'm literally doing one trip down the hallway and just simply walking very, very slowly. That's all I'm doing. Left foot forward. See a little spot there. Gone. Right foot forward. Left foot forward. Right foot forward. Left foot. Right foot. So basically I'm just walking very, very slowly, overlapping. And of course, if this carpet was in much better shape and really wasn't in such dire need of a clean, as it's so old and worn and everything, I could move a lot faster. This machine will clean over 4,000 square feet an hour without really much effort. And there's not very many machines that'll do that. In fact, I don't know, is there a machine out there that does that? Well, I guess so. I don't know. And this machine is actually pretty reasonably priced, I think, for what it does, and its versatility and all its advantages. I mean, I think they're just a little over $3,000 in the US, and they are available in the States, although it's made in Canada. Very high quality machine. Okay, here's my Ryobi. See, I don't need to actually spray everywhere. What I'm going to do in front of the doorways and on that corner. That's the Procyon Extreme in there. And one of the reasons I like this, besides the fact that it actually seems to really help and speed things up a little bit, is that it has no odor. And if you're going to spray something around, better to have something with no odor. And, something that's not going to bother people. Especially if people come walking by you while you're cleaning. And that's another nice thing. And if somebody says to me, what are you putting in what are you putting on the carpet, and is it harmful to me or anything? I can say, oh, no, actually it's has a 0 health rating, and it's odorless, and well, you can't get much better than that. And the Green Seal certified, actually, the Procyon. So, and those are things to bear in mind. I think it's a good idea. And obviously, what I'm doing is working, and it's very efficient, economical. By the way, there is this is what they call the Rabbit 3, which has it's the 2-speed machine, but they have another machine which is basically identical, except it has a more it's a single speed. I guess it's a 175. I can't remember now, but and it has the shroud and the splash guard and everything. It just has a different motor. It has a capacitor motor. This is a DC motor, and I don't know the price of that. I think it's about 25 or so. So it's a little bit less. But personally, if you're a carpet cleaner, you're wanting to go with the SETT methodology. The advantage of this machine is its versatility, its ability to run at, with a 18-inch pad driver like this, and do tremendous square foot per hour if you are doing that kind of work. But if you want to do if you're using it for residential, you could take that splash guard off, and you've got a machine that has a base of 15 inches, and yet it's a 1.5 horsepower motor, 2-speed, 200, 300 RPM, which gives you tremendous cleaning power. And you can put the big wheels on, 10-inch wheels. And again, if you go into you're on my YouTube channel, but if you go into the playlist, you can see the videos I've shown there where you can easily put 10-inch wheels on these machines, and you're off to the races. Just an excellent machine. And the quality of these machines is exceptional. There isn't a machine out there that has the quality of this as a floor cleaning machine, as a machine that's meant to use for just, in the janitorial field, for scrubbing and stripping and polishing and all that, and also does carpet cleaning. There's no machine like it, with the versatility it has and the quality of the manufacturing. It has a cast aluminum base, which will last forever. Roto molded on the motor cap. It's actually a very simple way they've designed this machine. It's really ingenious, actually. All the fittings on here are high quality. The handle will pop off in like seconds if you're needing to use just a small car to get somewhere with your machine. The handle pops off, so that gives it a great versatility. And look at it clean. It is so incredibly smooth and easy to move this machine. It's just effortless. And by the way, if I wanted to, I could drop the splash guard. I can undo those knobs there, and it'll drop down and it'll float on the carpet. Actually ride on the carpet. But there's no reason to do that here. But if you're doing, using this for scrubbing a hard floor or whatever, that's a very handy thing. We're at 30 minutes now. Probably about an hour a floor, I guess. Mind you, that doesn't include the vacuuming. So yeah, I'm here for a while. There's 4 floors. And a set of stairs. But this is a very decent sized job. Okay. Oh, hang on a minute. Hang on a sec. A little bit dribbled out the back there. Okay, that's better. Okay. So we're gonna go over to the beginning here, the lobby that is, and I want to take a look at the pad. The nice thing about these pads is they're very thick, and so they will drop a lot into them. Although this is not the most absorbent pad, but I'm using an encapsulator anyway, so that's not as critical. And that's really looking good. I mean, I can really see how much brighter this was than before. You could see that just the traffic lane that was here, and it's virtually gone now. Although it is worn still. It is still worn. We know that. Anyway, let's have a look at the pad. That's actually pretty grubby. Interesting, huh? Okay. And I'm going to do the B side. I can do that. Yep. Okay. Okay, I'll let you go. I will continue on. I've got to go down there and that away. It's as long as the other. Actually, I think it's longer, come to think of it. Is it longer? Let me have a look. Yes, there's where I just was, and that's where I'm going, so it's a little bit longer. Not a terrible amount longer. There's my fan down there. Okay, I'll let you go. I will be here for a few hours yet. Anyway, have a good day. Thank you for watching.